my job today is pretty much was to hold the board and also talk about me, which is good because I know me really well. It's one of my favourite subjects. Now what I'm pretty much going to do is just talk about my experience, like where our background and how we've gone and how we've got to where we are now. Pretty much, I don't know if anyone else can relate, but we were just working from day to day, week to week. I've got a job at Armlat, full-time job at Armlat, which is the milk factory at Southampton. We, like everyone, I'd say we'd start working, get to a certain level on your pay, then your house goes up in value, and then they say, okay, you can afford to borrow a bit more if you want. So we'll borrow a bit more, which means I have to do a bit more overtime to pay for the next house that we get, and borrow a bit more to get a bigger house and a better house. And as good as that sounds, I used to be going to overtime to get some money for lifestyle, but now, as you know, working time with some people, I know. yeah, your husband Tony, yeah, I'll work with. Yeah, so instead of working overtime to get some money for lifestyle, like I was saying, put towards shares or property or something like that, it became too much you need to work overtime to stay in the house with him. So we got to that level where we're working and we needed to look at something else, something outside the box to get us in a direction where I don't need to do so much overtime because I wasn't getting a lot of time with my kids, as you can probably understand. We looked into various strategies. We were doing 2 real estate strategies and one with vendor financing is how I met Lemley actually. And yeah, as good as that was, it wasn't dependent on me, it was dependent on the market because people aren't really going to know finance out when the value of the property is going down. So we did a course with that and that was expensive and some of our friends actually did pay $30,000 and some of the per year. We didn't have $30,000 and so we looked into the shares. We were doing 3 shared strategies. We were doing, well, but they worked out good. They worked, well, I'm not saying the shares don't work, but when the GFC has a half price sale on the shares, it's not really good. So we're still doing some share things here and there and making money just in a non-traditional sense. But it's not in our control, and we need things to be in our control because we can't affect GFC, we can't affect real estate markets going up or down. So what we're going to talk to you about today is totally in our control, and that's why we're doing it, succeeding at it, and getting some really good results. So Amy will give you a bit more information about it.
We've got 3 boys, just adding on that with Adam, we've got 3 boys, and basically Mum's not at school anymore, they want Dad. We want Dad home because they're getting a bit older now. So for us, we needed to either, Adam was doing a heap of overtime and we just realised, as he said, that, you know, that's not giving us time back with our kids. We might be paying off what we've, you know, acquired over the years, but we're not we're not moving any further forward, you know? And the main thing for us, and I'm assuming I can relate with a couple of people here, is some time back with their kids and families and that sort of thing, and lifestyle choices. So, you know, we started working with some strategies that are able to give us that back, and it's around, you know, leveraging time and resources, as Paul pointed out for us. You know, so a little bit of an objective from today is just to give you our story and personalise a few things for you guys. But like, you know, we'd like you to have a bit of a bigger picture and have a few goals and have a think about what you really love to achieve through your businesses and through your own lives. And we can certainly, we're working alongside what you do to help you with that. And that's certainly in the way of a passive income. So what I'd like to do is, you've got a little blank piece of paper on the front there, and if I don't want to be a school teacher, but it's just easier if I can sort of show something here.
It's interactive.
If you guys can sort of put on here groups, we're 2012 right now. So if everyone has got a pen and they want to sort of pop that down. Can anyone see that?
Everyone got a pen?
And if everyone can write underneath, if you've got children, perhaps the ages of your children. If you don't have children, borrow someone. just if you've got a partner, perhaps the age of your partner as well, and also your own age. So if you pop that down.
Then cover it up.
Yeah, cover it up and don't show anyone. So once we've done that, now I'd like you to fast forward the clock. We're 10 years now down the track. So cover this bit up, but let's write in the ages of your children and spouses and yourselves now.
Don't have a heart attack while you're doing it.
Don't have a heart attack yet, we just want everyone to sit there and wait till we finish. When I sat down and did this with our families, it really hit home to us because I've gone, well, in 10 years' time, I'm going to have a, almost 21-year-old and a 20-year-old and, a 15-year-old. And I'm thinking, well, what have we done in the last 10 years to get to where we are now? And if you think about that ahead 10 years now, what's going to change? Is anything going to change to get results that you're really wanting to have? Okay? And to get that, that's where we're sort of utilising this passive income strategy. So 10 years goes really quickly. It's only 120 months. Okay? So think of last month. That's 120 of those bloody months. Okay? And basically, what we're working on is if we sat down and thought about a passive income, traditionally I guess you'd sit down perhaps with a financial advisor or something and we'd be taught to sort of save money towards our future, save money towards putting into things like shares perhaps or property, wealth type things. And even if we sat down and was able to save $1,000 a month, like some people can do that, some people can't. It's just an average sort of figure. If you're able to save about $1,000 a month, in 10 years, what are we going to have? $120,000. Okay, pretty good. If you put that in the bank and live off that, I'd say about a 5% interest, we're only having a passive income of about $6,000. Okay, so can you see, we want to set up a structure, what we're working to do is setting up a structure that will pay us every month no matter what happens in our life. So we know that's going to come in and that's going to be there regardless of what's happening out out in the world or whatever's happening with our businesses and things. We know that money's going to come in. So if we try and save $1,000 a month, 10 years is $120,000. So it's not a lot to live off $6,000 passive income. Does that make sense? Where we are? So we're actually working on something that's going to give us a much better return than that over a lot shorter period of time. And that's where we're bringing in some strategies through Robert Kiyosaki. So if we flip over, so who's heard of Robert Kiyosaki? Excellent. So, basically his second book, he's globally renowned wealth creation expert, and in his second book called The Cash Flow Quadrant, has anybody read that and be familiar with this idea here? So basically we know then that on this side of the cash flow quadrant we have an active income, and most of us are active income people here, okay? So they're either an employee, so we're going to work every day, and that's exactly what Adam is. He's going to work, every day to bring an active income in. If we don't go to work, we won't get paid any longer. So we might have some holidays, we might have some sick leave, but that'll run out eventually. Okay, otherwise we're business owners, we're self-employed. Small business owners, again, are on this active income side because unless you are there to run that business, it's not going to run. You might be able to have some time away, but unless you're actively in that business, it's not going to continue to run. So again, we're part of an active income side of strategy here. Basically, with the whole world's wealth, 90% of the people globally live on this active income side of the quadrant. So most of us are employed or have a small business. Does that make sense there?